Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Truth Disclosure 369 in the house once again. Ah, hopefully everyone is doing okay, doing well in this wicked and um, seemingly confusing world. Hopefully people can remain positive and attain a degree of peace amongst others and um, with themselves as well. So I greet each and every person who come across this video in the universal words of peace. Just want to get on here and share a few things. We're still in the middle of a lot of stuff, and just want to kind of just update on some things because I'm not sure if some people may be up on it. But in the media cycle that we have, we know that they only talk about certain things, and then other things just go to the back burner or won't even get mentioned unless it comes from underground sources, independent, or just folks that just tired of the shit. I guess you can call them whistleblowers or whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead and start off with something that hold on, let me get to it real quick. For those who live in Michigan, in the Michigan area, might know about this particular incident and show you how, all these folks ain't shit. That's how I look at it. So I'm gonna start off with, everybody's aware of the Flint Water situation that happened several years ago and it was getting and got worse throughout the years. At that time, this man here, Governor Rick Snyder, was the governor of Michigan, and GOP, the conservative side, the Republican side, that was in control of certain aspects of state legislation and stuff. So we're dealing with Flint Water. People may know the details about it. Flint, we're doing a bunch of shit to try and cut corners, cut costs, and all this stuff after they disconnected from Detroit water supply and wanted to do their own thing. But in doing it, they didn't do the upgrades or necessary repairs and whatnot in order to do that. And so they ended up switching over to old rundown ass shit, using water that was fucked up, running through pipes that were fucked up. And so a lot of shit happened. A lot of people lost their lives. A lot of people are sick to this day. The water is still fucked up. They're still getting bottled drinking water. And this is what the guy at the center of it, one of these same fake motherfuckers out here, that supposedly it's about freedom and about people having a chance and all this other shit. And first thing, some people may say, "Oh, it's just a white man that's on that bullshit." But when you think about it, it wasn't all white folks that were in on these decisions dealing with this Flint Water. So that shit can go downhill. Wicked motherfuckers, no matter what color they were responsible and should be held accountable for this shit. But unfortunately, you don't get that. You get the little small fish. They get these little petty charges and all this little bullshit. While motherfuckers, the big fish like this dude and the rest of his conspirators, they don't really have to respond to nothing. So yesterday, I guess they had was doing a civil trial and Snyder took the fifth, refusing to answer questions. I mean, no, why not? You just admit, that's your guilt. You might as well do it like that. But here we go right here. We go to Michigan Supreme Court, who says the indictments were invalid in Flint water crisis. So, and because of that, they cleared Governor Snyder at that, once Governor Snyder, as well as others in that clique, cleared them of charges. So let's see what they say. A judge had no authority to issue indictments in Flint water scandal. The Michigan Supreme Court said Tuesday, wiping out charges against former Governor Rick Snyder, his health director, and 7 other people. It's an astonishing defeat for Attorney General Dana Nessel, who took office in 2019, got rid of a special prosecutor and put together a new team, which don't make sense. What was the whole purpose of getting rid of a special prosecutor and coming with a team, and then you see what happened? Nothing happened. So these folks in Flint are sitting, waiting on justice. It's not coming. They waiting on accountability. It's not coming because the motherfuckers still playing this politicization shit. Instead of holding motherfuckers accountable for shit they fuck up and the lives that they cause hurt and pain to. It makes me so fucking angry to see how shit like this goes on. And then the same sad thing about it, the same people that's crying and whining and bitching about every fucking thing that's happening that's so fucked up with society go right out here and they vote for these same motherfuckers. They listen to these same trash receptacles, spew out nothing but lies, hypocrisy, and bullshit. And in some cases, listen to motherfuckers trying to tell you how the fuck to live like you're a child or something. Just because these motherfuckers got these so-called fake ass titles and all this shit. What the fuck? Nothing is happening. Motherfuckers leave this planet through the process of death because of decisions that a lot of these motherfuckers make. And motherfuckers run right back behind them and sit back and listen to that bullshit, vote for them and all that. So I just wanted to share this because this is fucked up. So all the people that's affected by that, and all this water is suspect. We just know that Flint was totally messed up. But all the shit that transpired off of that shit, man. Black folks, white folks, you can call them white folks that were that on the low class type of the order, however you want to do it. A lot of people are affected from this shit. And see people that really calling the shots and saying, yeah, acting like they didn't know what was going on and not be held accountable, man. That's fucking slap in the face. And motherfuckers should be aware this is the shit that has been going on I happen to look back over shit that's happened when I was in elementary school on up. And you realize the same shit has been going on throughout the years, and motherfuckers have still been doing the same old bullshit. Voting for the same liars. Here, motherfuckers stepping out here talking about what the fuck they gonna do, and then when it's all said and done, means nothing. So here he is, the Flint water crisis, which was still going on because they still don't have, they still getting bottled water. They still none of that shit has been fixed. And it would take a dumbass to sit there and think the shit would be fixed in, overnight like that, when these motherfuckers knew exactly what the fuck they were doing when they took these measures. And when people started getting sick, people started losing their lives, children was affected and all this shit, then all of a sudden they jumped on the bandwagon. But like I said, the main people at play won't be held accountable. Like so much other shit around here. And I'm gonna go straight into this article about uh, this murderous doctor, Dr. Fauci, who has been in the line in the news cycle again, dealing with the fact that he supposedly contracted COVID again or experiencing COVID symptoms. You know, after supposedly catching it one time, coming out of it, and then catching it again. But this is the fucking thing that I don't get, man. This is the motherfucker that said trust the science, trust all this stupid ass shit. All these people still getting this shit. Everybody that chose to get them shots, they got them shots. People still taking it. Here it is, the fucking mouthpiece of it all. Not only supposedly took these same shots, but still catching this shit to a point they had to take Paxlovid, which is something that has a big question mark on it, because this is some shit, and I hope people look into it for themselves. This is the same shit that caused issues in people. Now all of a sudden, because Fauci said it's good, and that he's on it, supposedly on it, well, you know, this is what you do. And for somebody to believe that shit, and I just want motherfuckers to look behind me, this picture behind me. These people aren't here because of what this motherfucker has done. And there's no fucking way I can respect anybody that's sitting up going with this shit, believing this shit. My parents, and I say this shit every time a lot of times I get on here, my parents deserve more than what the fuck happened. They deserve more. Everybody who suffered, lost their lives in this war against humanity deserved better and more. And they definitely deserve this motherfucker that they call Dr. Fauci to be held accountable for this shit, man. Instead of listening to this motherfucker over and over again. This is supposedly the chief medical advisor to the country. This lying ass piece of shit. And motherfuckers still sitting up here acting like everything's kosher when you bring this motherfucker up. So this is what the fuck is happening. This man has pushed this shit, supposedly has all these shots and boosters, and still caught this shit. Which leaves the question, what the fuck is all this shit for then? What the fuck are you taking all this shit for then? What the fuck are you putting in your body? What is all this stuff that you're putting in your body? I get too fucking upset when I speak on this shit, so I'm gonna leave it alone because, you know, sad. But that's what's going on in that arena. I'm not on the right computer to play the video. They actually go into detail. But the other one I wanted to go into, and I'm not going to be here long. I just wanted to get on here real quick. Of course, I wanted to get into this because both of these stories just happened. All this happened within the last week. So we have Ghislaine Maxwell, who was sentenced to 20 years for her role in the worldwide sex trafficking, which they won't go there and say, with Jeffrey Epstein. And then you had R. Kelly, 30 years for the role he played in with the underage girls and everything here in this country. 30 years. So you have a lot of people who see the difference, and a lot of people that don't see the difference, they don't see the difference because they probably don't know who the fuck Ghislaine Maxwell is. They don't know who Jeffrey Epstein is. They don't even know the information that goes with these characters and all the shit that they're accused of. So when you don't have the information, then of course you can just look at this shit and just whatever. Or you can take it to a racial epithet and say, oh, well, he's black, that's why, and all this other shit. And then you leave it there. But in actuality, both of these scumbags were wrong for the shit they were doing. The only thing that's different is that separates the shit that's going on with R. Kelly compared to this piece of shit is this piece of shit was involved with Epstein and many more high-powered individuals whom the client list, they still have not put out who these names were. That's the difference. R. Kelly was doing his little shit in his little area, and probably had his little crew or whatever, his little, little niggas and shit in the area, know how it is. When you coming up with fame and fortune and all that shit, that's the fucking difference. Both wrong. But when you talk about the overall aspect and reach, this shit this bitch did and the rest of them motherfuckers fucking around with that whole Epstein shit, just no accountability have been shown for none of it. 20 years for this heifer? Hell no. When you talking about a worldwide web of motherfuckers dealing with sex trafficking, you dealing with all type of shit with these corrupt and fake ass so-called leaders. You're dealing with shit, like I stated before, motherfuckers like Bill Gates, all these other motherfucking names he gonna drop, motherfucking Clintons, all this shit, all these fucking names, all these people that went to this island that Jeffrey Epstein had, that got on the Alita Express and all this shit, his boat and plane and all that shit to go to his enclave, and including European leaders and all the way into the royal family with Prince Andrew. That's the difference. So when people say something about this shit, when you hear that disparity about it, it should never go toward because she's white and all this shit, or because she's a woman or nothing. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. They ain't got nothing to do with that shit. Seem like all the time the big fishes get slaps on the wrist, and the little small fishes, they the ones that end up getting hit upside the head with shit, even in the neighborhood, even in the community. Motherfuckers in city council be sitting up corrupt, stealing money and doing all type of shit. Then when you see FBI raid they shit, they'll have it all over local news. But they won't show all this shit when these motherfuckers sitting in Lansing and in Washington, D.C. doing the shit they're doing. They keep that on hush. It's the same shit. So yeah, I just wanted to go into that and kind of hopefully make a difference with the R. Kelly situation or Bill Cosby situation or any other situation compared to Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. This shit was some shit sanctioned by heavy hitters because they were indulging in this shit. They know it, and that's why they refuse to get these names out here. But it's coming, because what's in the dark will come to the light. And I wanted to just share on that. I'm so fucking I be so angry sometimes at this shit, but I have to let the spirit of God calm me down and continue to focus me back on track with the reality. What is in the dark will be revealed by the light of truth. And that's what keeps me going. And before I go out, I just wanted to share on this, and then I'm gonna shut it down. This is from The Guardian. A quarter of Americans open to taking up arms against government pose as, damn, survey of 1,000. You never can tell if these are legit surveys or legit polls, because you always get these fucked up numbers that really, a lot of them don't mean shit. It's totally useless when you look at what's really happening. But survey of 1,000 registered U.S. voters also reveals that most Americans agree government is corrupt and rigged, which is true. My thing is, when you know that shit, why continue to play that game? Why continue to support motherfuckers and do that shit? It's like You constantly feeding the beast. You motherfuckers complaining about the beast and talking shit about the beast, but yet at the same time continue to feed it. Makes no sense. So let's see what it says. More than 1/4 of U.S. residents feel so estranged from their government that they feel it might soon be necessary to take up arms. And this is dangerous because when you're living around in societies, when you got people with strong extremist beliefs from whatever side of the political section you may be, there is no telling what may be going on in the minds of certain people around. I'm just gonna be real, man. A lot of people may be looking at shit like, damn, motherfuckers are fucking with my livelihood. I'm fucking with my family's livelihood. I'm fucking with my children's livelihood. I'm fucking with this, fucking with that. And you know, emotions take control, and you never know what can come of that, man. But the thing about it is, it needs to be contained so that the anger and everything really go toward where it needs to go toward. And the solution is that stop playing this fucking game. Simple. And you know, this article goes into the attack, so-called attack on the Capitol or whatever. And you know, that to feed along with the bullshit that's going on with this January 6th shit, that some seem interested, but it seemed to me a lot of people ain't interested in that shit because there's a lot more other pressing issues than sitting up seeing some produced bullshit about what happened on January 6th by this same line ass Congress that won't accept the fact that Fauci lied in front of them, which is the reason why these people behind me are not here, as well as many more, as well as others that are suffering still. So, you know, what the fuck? Can you blame people saying fuck it, taking up arms? I mean, goddamn. It's like when you get to a point where there's nobody hears the grievances, or there's so much propaganda and so much he say, she say, and politicizing of real deal grievances, that nobody's getting heard, that you leave no choice. People start thinking like this, and that's sad. So that means all the checks and balances, that shit don't mean shit no more. It's out the door. A lot of stuff meant to keep motherfuckers from going to this extreme, and hopefully we won't have to. The truth will shine a light on all this shit to a point people will immediately wake up in a blink of an eye and see for themselves, like so many others has been seeing for so many years, and as many others have awakened and seeing this shit for what it is, began to see it for really what it is. And then move against this corrupt and rigged system by not participating in it anymore. Fuck it. But I just wanted to get on here and share those few little things. And you know, it's sad, man. It is fucking sad. There is not one day goes by when I look at my folks, when I see their pictures, when I see anything left behind from them, when I envision how I was raised, and there's no way in hell, man, I can accept anything coming out of this present reality as being anything that's of any good for human beings. And at the wake of a lot of shit that's been going on even before this pandemic, but motherfuckers wasn't aware of, because they wasn't in a certain state of awareness yet. But now there's no fucking way. There is no way. I love my folks too much. I miss them so much, and I love them so much. Despite whatever differences may have had or whatever, I love them too much to sit up here and continue to act like I agree with any of this bullshit or anybody that stands with any of this shit. Just real talk. And just gonna continue to pray for the truth, that Almighty God will continue to bless people to awake from the slumber that is keeping so many of the masses under this under this nonsense. So with that, I'd like to just say I hope everybody continue to have a blessed day on into this weekend, which is this so-called 4th of July weekend. It's like high independence, celebrating your independence, but yet you can't think independent. Makes no sense to me. But with that, I give you nothing but love, and those who come across this video, I send nothing but love, respect, and I greet you as I came in the universal greeting of peace.